Good day, everybody. Today we'll discuss on the test for zinc ion. As you all know, zinc is a metal. It is a gray metal. Zinc element, the atom has proton number 30. Zinc is a reactive metal. It reacts with oxygen to give zinc oxide. It reacts with sulfuric acid to give hydrogen. Zinc forms zinc oxide, ZnO, zinc carbonate, ZnCO3, zinc nitrate, ZnNO3 twice, zinc chloride, ZnCl2, zinc sulfate, ZnSO4. So the valency of zinc is 2. Zinc nitrate, zinc chloride, zinc sulfate are soluble in water. Zinc nitrate produces zinc ions and nitrate ions. So this is a zinc nitrate in water. It produces zinc ions and nitrate ions. Zinc ions are hydrated ions, aquated ions. In fact, they contain water. They are said to be complexed. There are 6 water molecules bonded to the zinc ion. How do we test the presence of zinc in a solution? We add sodium hydroxide. We should get a white precipitate. And we add more of zinc hydroxide. The white precipitate formed should dissolve. So, I am taking a tube. I am taking the solution. This tube is not clean, so I am discarding the tube. I am taking a clean tube. This is a tube. This is the solution I am using. To this, I'll add sodium hydroxide, a small amount. I obtain a white precipitate. This is a white precipitate. If zinc is present, this white precipitate is zinc hydroxide. What will happen now if I add excess of sodium hydroxide? If the precipitate dissolves, it could be zinc. So I add more of sodium hydroxide to the precipitate. I'll check, I'll observe if it dissolves or not. So these are the precipitate. This is the sodium hydroxide. I am adding the precipitate, the solution. I'll see if it dissolves. It has dissolved partly. I add more of the sodium hydroxide. I check if it dissolves or not. The precipitate is dissolving. This is before addition, and this one is after addition. So I add more of the sodium hydroxide. I'll see if it dissolves completely. Yeah, it's dissolving. The white precipitate initially formed is zinc hydroxide. In this, there is zincate ion. So, the solution contains zinc ions. When sodium hydroxide or hydroxide ions are added, zinc hydroxide is formed as a white precipitate. If more hydroxide is added, the precipitate dissolves to give a colorless solution. The solution contains zincate ion. If to the zincate ion solution I add a small amount of sulfuric acid, I check what happens. Slowly I'll add a small amount of sulfuric acid. A white precipitate is formed. The white precipitate is formed. A white precipitate is formed. The white precipitate is zinc hydroxide. Hello. Then in this zincate ion I added more acid, I obtained the white precipitate zinc hydroxide. This is known as reverse precipitation. So to test zinc, we take the solution, it must be colorless. To this you add sodium hydroxide. A white precipitate is formed. To the white precipitate you add more sodium hydroxide, the precipitate should dissolve. If you add a small amount of sulfuric acid, the white precipitate reappears. This is known as reverse precipitation. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next time for another lesson. Good day. Goodbye.